house has ruined me financially, and for sake of transparency and accountability, I'm going to share what those numbers look like. So before buying a house, the only debt that I had was student loans and a car payment. Since buying the house, of course, I have my mortgage, but on top of that, I had to spend $25,000 on new HVAC, new ductwork, new electrical. I had to spend $15,000 to get my foundation repaired, just so that I could use one of my bedrooms.
Buying a house, the American dream, folks. Listen to what happened to some of these people.
I took out another $10,000 personal loan so that I could fix my porch and deck because my house was not insurable without it.
This is crazy, and I'm so sorry you're in this situation, Samantha, but as somebody who has been in your exact position, you 100% have recourse in a way that you can get money back from this. Completely drop the ball. This is the type of insurance that your home inspector has. This can step in and help cover the expense of that. Also, your real estate agent should have 100% been on top of this.
All right, a lot of questions come up there, folks. Did she get a home inspection? I believe he was trying to sell some sort of warranty that she should have gotten. But the bottom line is, folks, sometimes buying a home, the American dream, the American nightmare, it can cost a lot. And I can tell you that. I happen to have been lucky, bought a home in 2010 here in San Diego, which if I wouldn't have, I probably wouldn't afford to live here in California because that was a time when the market was down. After the housing bust, prices came down pretty significantly. But I can tell you the cost to maintain the home. I don't want to add up all the repairs and everything that I've done. I had to cut down 2 huge trees, pay people to do that because my insurance company didn't want trees within 10 feet of the house. Even if the tree stump was more than 10 foot, just because the branches were within 10 feet, they still wanted me to remove the trees. I called different insurance companies. They all said, yeah, we're going to have the same requirement. So ended up moving 2 trees, new roof, new air conditioning system, and you heard the prices that she was talking about. Some of these prices are outrageous, but the costs are getting higher because the cost of labor is going higher, and now a lot of the workers that normally would have done the work, they're either one scared to do the work or they're being shipped away, if you know what I mean. So things are really already insanely expensive, but I think it's about ready to get a lot worse before the end of the year. Let's hear from a few other people. Then we've got some, what I think is insane financial economic news to get into. This particular individual's story.
So I feel like I'm drowning, financially drowning. So back in April.
Wait.
So I feel like I'm drowning.
She said drowning.
Financially
drowning.
Okay. So back in April, I had a baby, and I decided to take 9 weeks off. Now, I have had 4 children now working at the same company, so I kind of knew how things went.
4 children. Somebody's not scared of inflation.
Took 9 weeks thinking that my insurance was going to pay 8 weeks. But because they run it under short-term disability, you have to be off the week, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's why I took 9. Anyway, long story short, they only paid me for 6. And when they do pay you, it's like a max of $250 a week. So when you go and you have to pay back your insurance on a bi-weekly basis and the taxes that come out of there, you're getting basically $200. So I was not paid very much. The last 3 weeks that I was off, I was paid nothing. Everything that I had saved from my taxes, gone. I spent all of it, everything. That also meant that I was behind I'm a month behind on my car payment. I have a few credit card bills that I was paying the bare minimum and I got behind on those.
Folks, I have kids. I can tell you, if you don't have kids, you probably wouldn't even believe how much everything costs. The grocery bill obviously goes up with more mouths, but everything, folks, insurance goes up. And she's just talking about she's got 4 kids. If I had to choose right now to have more kids or to maybe just stop at 1, the way things cost right now, and I love all my kids, but the way things cost right now, I probably wouldn't choose to have more than 1. Obviously, if I didn't know my child, I'm not going to miss the child I didn't have. Now that they're here, of course, I would miss them. I wouldn't give them away for the world. You know what I'm saying, though? But at the time, just having 1 kid, I wouldn't have had more if things cost back then what they did now. Now my kids are a little bit older now, but let's finish up with what she has to say.
And so now everybody and their brother is calling me and wants their money and wants their money and wants their money and wants their money and late fees and this and that.
Four kids, just had a kid. Collector's calling. Sounds like she's struggling financially, behind on her bills.
And it just adds up. It's a spiraling ball, right? So here I was making progress, and now I'm like retracted in progress. And then just the other
Looks like she works at a grocery store. What is that? Something foods. I can't tell what it says.
day, my TV broke, and now I need to buy a whole nother TV. And so there's that. And now there's school supplies and the fair's coming up that I take my kids to every year. And I'm paying extra money because I want to send my middle daughter to Washington, D.C. this next spring. So it's financially drained. I don't know how any of you get ahead. I don't know how any of you have a savings. I don't know how any of you get ahead in life at all financially, but I just can't do it.
Folks, that's the story of so many people struggling, but still putting themselves under more commitments, more obligations, starting families. But it's dropped now a lot. A lot of people have decided not to even start a family. All right. I know a person personally that is going to be 32, still saving up to buy their first home. The more they save, because they want to have a down payment, the more they save, the higher home prices go up. So the person's been saving for years. Prices keep going up higher. And now it's to the point where home prices are so high where even if they had a big enough down payment, they wouldn't buy because they're too scared of what the monthly payment's going to be. And then you know about all the costs that go with owning a home. But people are getting in way over their heads. Some people are just jumping into buying a home right now, even though they know they're not ready, but they're afraid that prices are going to go up even more. Right? So when you know you can't afford something, but you know it's going to cost even more next year, or you think it's going to cost more, you're probably going to buy it anyways. Because if it's something that you want and that you feel like you have to have, you're going to jump in and buy it and you're going to take that chance. Anyways, let's hear from a couple more people. Then I've got some news for you today to get into. And here's something that I had no idea how expensive it was, but people are buying it. Take a listen to this. This is crazy.
So I just had to buy 2 separate entities, 2 different products from Sephora. I believe we are in Q3. I am in the red until Q1 of next year. You don't ask me to hang out. This is just like
Wait, did she say in debt until Q1 of next year?
until Q1 of next year.
Wait,
In Q3, I am in the red until Q1 of next year.
she's talking about it's Q3. She probably recorded this last fall. In debt till Q1. So that's what, 6 months that she's going to be in debt. Most people are in deeper debt, but take a listen to this.
Wow. This is just like should not be $100. There goes my lunch. I'm already in the red. I'm so far in the red.
All right, she's already in debt. She's in the red. She's spending $100. I mean, I'm not even sure what these things are. Some sort of makeup product. She said she went to, was it Sephora?
So I just had to buy 2 separate entities, 2 different products from Sephora. I believe we
Sephora, $100. What are these things? Hang on, let me see if I can see what these products are. Can we see it? Let's zoom in here. Is it some sort of eyeliner for eyelashes? I mean, there's pictures of eyelashes. I mean, does she look like she needs makeup? I mean, I think she looks all right, just naturally. I don't know why people spend so much money on makeup. She looks like a young person. Why do so many people want to cover themselves up with makeup? I need makeup. I'm the one who needs makeup, and I don't wear any makeup. But the people that don't need makeup, a lot of times I see buy a lot of makeup, and I have no idea why. $100 for those 2 tubes. Was it eyeliner? I mean, you let me know. Insane, folks, what people are spending. Sephora is the name of the store. I guess it's a beauty store. Beauty supply, I mean, let me know if that's just way off the cliff. Like, should she not be paying that much? Can she go somewhere else and get it cheaper? Or is it super good product there? I don't know. But I can tell you that the spending habits of people are just outrageous. And again, if it weren't for credit cards, this whole economy would come crashing down because people wouldn't be able to buy anything. You'd probably see the paycheck to paycheck crowd, 70+% of the population, you'd probably see them completely stop spending if they shut off the credit cards. In other words, not just shut off the credit cards, but if people weren't allowed to go deeper in debt, even that, not even shutting off the credit cards, but just not being able to put balances higher, not to be able to run up higher balances. So you still have the credit cards, but now you just can't run up higher balances. Even if they did that, everything would come crashing down, folks. This entire economic growth picture that we're looking at every month when the numbers come out. Here's the gross domestic product, the GDP number, which is mostly based on consumption and spending. The unemployment number, unemployment would skyrocket if people couldn't go further into debt because it's debt spending that keeps everything running. And when that stops, everything comes to a halt. So I don't know what they're going to do to try to kick the can down the road. The next time we saw it in 2020, how they came out because people missed a few paychecks because of the shutdown in 2020. They came out, they had to cancel rents, they had to cancel payments for all these different things. In some areas, utilities didn't have to be paid, car payments didn't have to be paid. Of course, we know people couldn't get evicted, so they didn't pay their rents, sometimes for a year or more. What are they going to do this time, folks, when the debt gets so high, people just have nothing that they can do besides throw their hands up and throw up the white flag, right? But let's take a look at a couple other items here I want to get into right now. And here's another headline, another prediction of a stock market crash. I've told you here for years to buy the dips because at the click of a mouse, they can bring the stock market back up. We saw it in 2020. There was a very rapid decline, but we saw what happened since then. Markets skyrocketed to all-time highs. We're seeing new all-time highs on the indices today, and throughout the past few weeks, new all-time high after new all-time high. Buy the dips is basically what I've been saying on this channel. If another decline happens next month, next week, I'll be buying the dip because they always come back in with big buying power, and we know it's mostly the top 10%. But another Goldman Sachs prediction, the risk of a stock market decline has spiked. When I see a stock market decline, I love it. I don't panic. I love it. You may lose some money for what you have invested in the markets, but if you have some cash, and I don't have a lot, but if you have some cash on the side, you can then go in and invest here. The stock market's hot streak might soon come to an abrupt end, Goldman Sachs says. In a note to clients, the bank said that its equity asymmetry framework, one of its gauges that assesses stocks based on the market environment and the latest economic data, was sending a signal for risk that is coming that's going to cause a stock market drop, and that has increased. All right, let's see if we can kind of drill down to what the specific details here. It looks similar to the spike during the S&P 500's run up. An elevated risk of a downturn before this administration hit the slate of tariffs. Of course, we saw that sell-off back then. We told it right here in this channel, buy the dip because it's just going to go back up. So basically, they're saying the market's overheated once again based on price valuations, and other gauges that they look at. But the bottom line is, folks, if it goes down, they're just going to come pump it right back up. A lot of the big money people, they know this. Warren Buffett knows this. He's got almost, maybe, is he in record cash? Yeah, I think he's in record cash right now. I haven't looked at the latest report, but as of last month, Buffett was sitting in record cash because he knows that some sort of correction, some sort of shock to the system is coming, and I think it's right around the corner. So I'm prepared for it. It's not something to be scared about. If you're prepared for it, it's a money-making opportunity. Back to the beginning of the video, I talked about how I was finally able to buy a house here in San Diego after the market came down. To some people, that was a very bad time because they had just bought a house. They bought into the mania. They bought at the peak of the bubble. I happen to have been waiting on the sidelines. Now, there's a lot of people that did something similar over the past few years. They were waiting on the sidelines. Home prices went higher than they were during the previous bubble, and they waited, and they waited, and they waited. 2020 came along. That should have been the situation that brought the markets down, that brought home prices down. But no, they froze everything, and it turned out to be an inflationary situation. And what's going to happen on the next downturn? There may be a brief downturn, but they're going to come in, folks, with more helicopter money, more payment forgiveness, maybe even stimulus checks once again, maybe even debt forgiveness. And that's going to cause us an explosion, folks, in the cost of living. Markets are going to skyrocket, investments are going to skyrocket, but you got to have some money on the side to be able to take advantage of those opportunities when it gets here. It could be next month, could be 6 months. The timing to me doesn't really matter, because as long as you're ready at all times, timing doesn't matter, folks. And it seems like it's taken forever. I know, to the people that have been waiting to get into that investment of choice. Maybe it's a home or property, maybe it's something else, even a car. Some people are waiting for car prices to come down. Most of the time people get sick of waiting, though, and they just go out and take a huge loan, stretching it out to 72 months and 80-month loans. So it's insane, but that's what the norm is now for cars because of the prices. And look what else just came out. More recent news. The PPI, the Producer Price Index, up again, 0.9% just in 1 month. Is that month over month or is that year over year? Jumped 0.9% in July compared with the Dow Jones estimate for a 0.2% gain. The biggest monthly increase, folks, since 2022. So over a 3-year jump in that. And folks, any positive number, even 0.1% would be bad, because when prices are already too high and they go higher, that's not good. So a negative number actually is what people need, is what the working class actually needs in this economy. But of course, we're seeing that things get worse. Prices higher than expected. The jump in prices, the Producer Price Index higher than expected. No surprise to anyone here. No surprise to me. No surprise to you. I think we all know the situation, the game that's being played right now. And talking about the stock market again here for a little bit, and back to the markets. Americans right now are more heavily invested in their retirement accounts and 401ks than ever before. Look at this out of the Journal. Americans' 401ks are more tied to stocks than ever before. More tied to stocks than ever before. People have seen the markets go up for so long now, they just think it's a never-ending stair climber upwards, maybe even an escalator upwards. And yes, they'll get hit when the markets go down. And I think we could see a pretty big downturn in the markets. And if you don't have cash, again, on the side, so if you're saving money every month just to put in the markets, maybe it's coming out of your paycheck, I would strongly encourage you to try to have some liquid cash on the side, because if you have everything in these markets and it comes down, you're not going to have any dry powder to come in and take advantage of what I think is a big buying opportunity. But I'm not all in that direction either. I'm still invested in the markets. All I'm saying is, in addition to being invested in the markets, I have a 401k. In addition to being invested in the markets, have some dry powder. Don't go all in. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You've probably heard that many times, probably since you were a kid. All right, let's hear another one. Take a listen. Check it out.
My 7-year-old to school today, and today was my 4-year-old's first day of pre-K. And I looked down and realized that my gas light was on, so I stopped at the gas station, take the kids in to get some gas. And we've been struggling this week. We had a lot of bills come out, and on top of that, my car tore up, so I had to pay to have that fixed. And I thought I had $15 left on my card, and I have a whole line of people behind me, so I swipe my card, it declines. And I'm like, oh my God, let me try another card. And
the feeling of a card decline. I haven't had actually a card decline because of financial reasons, but I did have the strip wore out, and the card that I like to use because I get points, I couldn't find it. So it's a feeling of panic. I know how she feels.
swipe that card, it declines. And I could tell that the cashier lady was getting frustrated with me, and there was literally like 10 people behind me. And I really didn't know what to say. So before I could say anything, a gentleman behind me says, "Don't worry about it, I'll pay for it." And I was so humiliated. All I could say was, "I'm so sorry, thank you," with my head down and grab my kids' hands and go out the door. Like I said before, I'm 4 months postpartum. I'm just now getting back into work. I have a
2 cans? She was only buying 2 cans of something and the card declined. I mean, that sounds like a small purchase, folks. That just shows you that sometimes there's more than meets the eye. You see people out spending money. You think everybody's doing fine financially. Some people can't even buy 2 cans and their card is either maxed out or maybe the card's late and they shut it down. Who knows?
small cleaning business that I've had to put on hold so I could stay home with my baby. The first few months, I'm just now getting back into that, but these last few months have been a struggle. And it's a really shitty feeling as a 30-year-old mom that I couldn't put $15 worth of gas in my car. And I'm not posting this for sympathy. I'm not posting this to ask for money. I'm posting this because this is real life shit for so many people. And a lot of people don't want to come forward about what they're going through because they're embarrassed. So I'm here to be that light for you guys. But this is real life shit for a lot of people. And my life is not always glamorous.
Sorry about the swearing, folks. A lot of these videos, I don't really watch them. I kind of react to them. And I'm seeing them the same time you're seeing them. And so I didn't pre-screen it for cursing, so I apologize. For those sensitive.
My life is not always happy rainbows, and I'm not going to come on here and pretend like it is because it's not. I'm not one of those lucky individuals that had family pass them down wealth or land or cars. Every little thing I've had, every shitty vehicle I've owned, I have worked my butt off for. And all I know is I'm about to work my ass off to make sure that that never happens again. Is it the first time it's happened? No. No, it's not the first time it's happened. Super consistent. I've been busting my butt on this app, and I'm praying, manifesting, and speaking it into existence that this is going to be a fruitful passive income for me, and I'm just going to keep going. I think my life is about to hit a turn point, and I'm about to be going on a different path.
All right, people. A lot of people feel like the debt that they're accumulating today, the debt that they're running up is going to be ultimately paid off because things are going to get better, things are going to take a positive turn. But I think it's going to get harder for most people. There will be some people that make it through the struggle and even stronger on the other side. They're going to make more money, save up more money, have more invested, and reap the rewards, reap the benefits. But so many people are struggling, folks. That's why I like to integrate these videos of people talking about their situation. I like to integrate those now in with the financial economic news so you can realize what's happening. It used to be social media. Most people were trying to fake it, act like they're doing really good. Posting pictures of their party and their night, sometimes even pictures of their food to show you what kind of expensive dinner they bought, and trying to look more successful than they really are. But over the past few years, maybe you've noticed it too, a lot more people are posting about, I'm struggling, people even crying on camera. We showed those here, and people don't have anyone to talk to. Maybe they're embarrassed, so they put it out on social media for millions of people to see. And we see people like we saw today, they're struggling, they admit it. And that's kind of the turn I see in social media now. More people being real, sharing their struggles. And I like to hear people that are sharing their struggles. I watched a video of a guy who bought a vehicle that was a lemon, and it was only like 2 years old. And he broke down, no pun intended, he broke down all the expenses that he incurred because of the lemon vehicle. And I was like, wow, I'm never going to buy that vehicle. It was a Ford. I'll just say that. I'll say the make. I won't say the model. And he just got a lemon. And there's some good Fords out there. I've talked to people that drove their Fords 200,000+ miles, and I've heard of lemons in different makes and models, so you're never completely safe. But the bottom line is we can learn from listening to people, and hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope you maybe learned something. Please let me know in comments what you think about all this. Hope you guys are doing well ahead of the financial curve. Let's stay there together, folks. Keep stacking. Bye for now. Peace.